Like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below. This morning, Monday, the government has reported 2,927 new cases of the COVID variants around the nation, with 2,903 recovered and released from quarantine. In the same period, 18 deaths have been attributed to the virus. Excessive tourism combined with a lack of adherence to COVID regulations has led to Pattaya overtaking the capital in COVID counts. Banglamung too has seen an assessment that shows that the new Omicron variant now accounts for in excess of 80% of new cases. The spread is expected to become a nationwide issue as the capital emptied onto free tollways from Thursday, heading for hometowns and villages nationwide. Currently, anyone who fails a home test kit for COVID is able to apply for free PCR testing nationwide. However, and it's a big however, those failing those tests are then quarantined for between 7 and 10 days, or until they can pass 2 successive tests to show them to be COVID-free. Most of the world is seeing home quarantine. Here, people are being hosted by either hospitals or government quarantine centres. It's likely, though, that the point will be reached soon, where those with minor discomfort who fail tests will be encouraged to home quarantine, as the spread rate for the new Omicron variant is faster than any other, and will without doubt lead to overload and lack of space. Either that or the hangars and storage spaces, used as temporary quarantine centres, will all be reopened. That's a medical viewpoint and not that of the government, who will meet this week to discuss the outbreaks as they're reported and decide on measures to be taken. With airlines, not necessarily nations, requiring full PCR testing before travellers board international flights, many are already failing, which sees them quarantined for 10 days instead of being allowed to fly. This for the protection of passengers. All non-Thais arriving have had to show proof of insurance against COVID, which then covers them for the comfortable but secluded housing. Unless ageing or with underlying symptoms, Omicron has far lesser effect than other variants and usually does not affect the lungs. However, for some it does and can lead to complications. Children too, as young as infants, are being found to fail tests for Omicron, leading to whole households being sent to quarantine in some cases. The overload on medical services is expected to be massive as of this week. The public have already been advised to self-test regularly and discuss any symptoms via the telephone with GPs or clinics. And we're receiving numerous reports of cases where a patient has failed COVID testing despite the fact that they're fully vaccinated and have had COVID 2 or 3 times before. Plans for legally reopening of bars and clubs have been delayed for discussion until the 15th in the capital, where all entertainment places along with massage shops have been ordered closed since New Year. In Pattaya, and indeed for the whole province, food and beverage businesses with SHA Plus certification can continue to sell alcohol currently, but all staff must take ATK testing, that's the home kits, daily, and any customer must be able to show a negative ATK test taken within 72 hours of entering a premise. Businesses can offer testing kits at the door, and it's expected in those cases that the price of the kits will be charged to the customer, usually 100 baht, and that's only fair. The testing applies to people and children of all ages. In the city itself, free testing is being offered currently every evening from 5 o'clock at 3 points around the nightlife areas. And police teams are expected to be checking businesses that are open to ensure that they have SHA Plus, not just SHA certification. It's an offence to open without that. This morning, Chonburi province reported 351 new cases of COVID, 264 in Banglamung, with 25 in Chonburi, 19 in Sirachar and 14 in Satahip. In the same period, no deaths were reported. Chonburi province has reported some 17 clusters of COVID without type definition in the past few days, and see Sunday reports of 442 new cases, the majority again in the Banglamung area, which includes Pattaya. Bangkok reported 366 in the same period. Underground reports indicate that several of the thronging nighttime areas, which were fully open for business, have become COVID clusters, and the public's advised to avoid crowded areas and venues of any kind. This as the government has recommended the work-from-home model for workers who return from trips to their hometowns or holiday destinations. And government agencies themselves will implement the same for all staff where possible. So, with the old reminder of mitts, masks and meters, wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing, and the good news that the Met Office promises highs today of 31, dropping down to 25 and a sunny day. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme,